What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I just want to be 100% honest with you guys. A deal could be coming tomorrow. Yes, on Monday, July 26th. We could see a deal for this bipartisan infrastructure package that so many people have been talking about. And the reason why this is so big and so important is because this bipartisan deal is what has to happen first before the budget reconciliation deal that would have all the stimulus, all the additional relief for families, children, parents, some individuals. Right? This is what we're hearing. Here's what we know. A large group of lawmakers at this point want to see more relief to the American people. They say they want to see additional stimulus sent out. However, and I want to be 100% clear on this, some lawmakers, and there's about 100 lawmakers currently, that want to see a stimulus check come out about $2,000 per month. However, the majority of lawmakers at this point, this far into the infrastructure talks, are discussing stimulus, however, not stimulus checks. Okay? So yes, stimulus checks are still on the table. They can still be added later on. However, the majority of lawmakers are saying we need to see more stimulus sent out. But will this include a stimulus check? Honestly, nobody knows if it will be included yet. But right now, lawmakers are saying they're playing the waiting game. Yes, the waiting game. The reason why they are continuing to wait, some say they want to see how many senators actually support extending the child tax credit payments. These are the payments that go out to families. This is $250 per month for a child between 6 and 17, and $300 per month for a child between 0 and 5. This will go out to every single American family. Well, if you do not have children, you would not receive this money. Well, lawmakers say they want to see how many people actually support this and support extending it, because if more people support extending it, that could actually hurt the chances of more direct payments. Others say that if the unemployment benefits were to get extended past that September 6th deadline, then yes, that would hurt more direct payments as well, because many people would potentially be getting more money on unemployment, more money just staying home with their children than they actually need if they were to go back to work. So again, it's still a discussion, but right now, some are saying there's still a good chance we see additional stimulus checks. But other experts are pointing to the fact that the economy is recovering. Yes, COVID cases are increasing, but unless they increase much faster, the economy will recover and it'll go right back to where it once was, and possibly even better. But again, we will see. One senator said that more stimulus is not needed when the economy is rebounding and we are just about out of this pandemic. Now, when I saw this, I thought, really? Are we about out of this pandemic? To give you a quick response, no, we're not. Most health experts are saying this pandemic is going to last probably another year because not enough people are vaccinated. We are not seeing people wear masks, okay? But the mask and the vaccines aside, once we go back into the winter and colder months, this is one of the things that we see all the time. Flu season, and the reason why they call it flu season in the winter is because everybody's indoors. They're confined. And so this is one of the reasons why flu season is in the winter, because that is when most people start to contract that virus. Well, that's essentially the same thing with COVID. So as we get into the colder months, people come indoors, they're not outside and somewhat distance, they are going to contract the virus. It's just the way it works, and it's science. So that's what we're hearing from experts. Now, while all this is still being talked about, the main talks right now are on the bipartisan infrastructure bill. And we actually have seen some progress as of today. The bipartisan group of negotiators, they are stating that right now they are expecting a vote this week, and we could potentially see this happen tomorrow. However, again, I want to be very clear. Even though this negotiation is still ongoing, some are saying that the legislative text should be finalized tomorrow, on Monday. But they're leaving it up to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to determine if he wants to have a vote the exact same day the legislative text is finalized. Some say he would, because he wants to get this done with. He wants to move on to the next step. and start pushing the bipartisan or the budget reconciliation bill. So the bipartisan bill is the first step. And according to Senator Rob Portman, he stated this morning, he says the bipartisan infrastructure deal is about 90% done, but this is still being held up by mass transit. And if you remember, I mentioned this the other day, that even though mass transit could be taken up in the next bill, many Democrats say they want it in this bill. Republicans, well, not so much. What we are hearing as of this morning and even earlier this afternoon is that right now, there are still a few main issues that were unresolved. Now, this was as of this morning, that there was mass transit, okay? There was broadband, and some lawmakers, mainly Democrats, didn't want to use the COVID relief funds on this bill as a pay for. And the reason for that is because as COVID cases increase, as our unemployment rate stays somewhat the same, right? It's not doing great, it's not doing horrible, but again, it's staying somewhat the same. A lot of lawmakers are saying that we should hold off on spending this money just yet because we may need it in the future. And I think that is a very wise idea to not spend all the money that they've had in this reserve just yet. Because what if we do see COVID cases increase? What if we do see the unemployment rate go up? What if we do see a housing crisis? What if we see all these things, come to pretty much a crossroads, right? Unemployment benefits end. What if we see all these things come together at one time? What's going to happen? Well, we're going to need more money. The government is running out of money. So we shouldn't spend the money that we currently have. Well, what we're hearing right now is, yes, that's a good option. However, we need to invest into infrastructure. Now, I don't know about you, okay? You can answer this down in the comment section below and let me know, but what do you think is more important? Paying for infrastructure that may be 5 to 10 years out, or paying for, some unemployment benefits, rental assistance, some eviction protection, right? Maybe some nutrition assistance, maybe more stimulus checks to provide those that are truly in need. What do you think is more important? That or paying for infrastructure for maybe 5 to 10 years out? Let me know your comments down in the comment section below. Now, what we do know as of this afternoon, according to Democrat Mark Warner, he's one of the senators, he says that any deal right now is going to include around $70 billion in COVID funds to help pay for this deal. So about $70 billion from other previously spent money is coming over from this deal. Right now, all indications look like this deal is going to be finalized in the coming days. Chances are it's going to be tomorrow. What we do know is, as of right now, the main holdup on this bill is mass transit, which means they figured out how to repurpose the funds from the COVID stimulus package, and they figured out whatever issues they had on broadband. So they're getting closer. We are probably just days away. According to multiple Senate Democrats, though, this deal will most likely be finalized on Monday, which means tomorrow. Now, whether this is true or not, well, again, we're just going to have to wait and see. And it is because all these additional delays that right now the American people are becoming more and more pessimistic that about the direction of where our economy is going and where the U.S. is potentially headed as a country. Well, according to a poll done recently by ABC News, it says that 55% of the public say they are pessimistic about the direction of the country. Well, back on May 2nd, we as the American people, as a whole, we're about 36% pessimistic about the direction of the country. So it's a pretty substantial change. What was that, like 29%? That's a pretty substantial change. More and more people are pessimistic simply because of the delays that Republicans and Democrats cannot get along with each other and negotiate this deal in good faith and quickly for the American people who desperately need it. But again, it's all coming down to pretty much how the American people perceive Congress and the U.S. Senate, and House, really. But while all this is taking place, here's something else I want to keep you informed of. Many still worry about what is to come. Now, with the unemployment rate, staying somewhat the same, a little bit increasing, but with the unemployment benefits expiring on September 6th, Both Democrats and Republicans at this point question whether there should be steps taken in order to avoid the expiration of unemployment benefits. We know that health experts at this time are saying we will have a fourth wave of COVID coming up, most likely in the fall, probably right after the unemployment benefits expire. We know that health officials are saying that the fourth wave of COVID could potentially be the last wave. However, it could also be the longest wave because we're just ramping into it. We're gonna hold on to this wave all throughout winter. And then if we don't see vaccinations increase, well, there could be a long, long winter ahead of us. We also know that many Americans are still struggling to pay for food and pay for rent, right? Put food on the table. That's an essential, but a lot of people can't afford to do that. We know that things are not getting much better just yet. So, I just want to kind of, bring this up. Some are wondering how much assistance will the American people actually get? And this is where the budget reconciliation bill is really the bill that needs to be discussed. Again, right now, lawmakers are working on so many different things. And they aren't really, I think they're focused on the bipartisan bill, but that's not the big issue. That's not the big bill. The big bill is the budget reconciliation bill. And I get it. Republicans do not want Democrats to pass that. They say it's going to cause inflation, and it could potentially cause inflation. But according to one economist, a little bit of inflation is better than seeing a huge amount of Americans suffer because they don't have food, they cannot pay their rent, they cannot pay for other essentials, they cannot buy medications, they can't do just basic things because they have absolutely no income. And I'm right there with them. I think a little bit of inflation, a little bit, is okay, as long as the American people are getting the benefits and relief that they need. If we see a little bit of inflation, but absolutely no benefits, then no, it obviously doesn't make sense. So we will see what happens as we move forward. Now, some employment experts are saying that unemployment, and this was actually pretty big, and this is a major change, unemployment should not be a 100% replacement income any longer. They're saying this should not be something that we provide. A few experts say that providing about 75% income is more than enough to entice workers to find another job, and it is more than enough to put food on the table for the time being. But let me ask you this. Would 75% of your previous income, would that suffice? Being that 50% of Americans currently work paycheck to paycheck? Do you think 75% is going to be enough to pay for essentials, keep food on the table, put a roof over your head? Honestly, I don't know. Okay, I know where I'm at, but let me ask you this. Is that enough? Is 75% enough? You can put your answer down in the comment section below. Now, while gas prices are increasing, home prices are soaring, food prices are shooting up higher and higher every single day, we also now know that the United States Postal Service will be increasing their prices on August 29th. Yes, that's true. Stamps will go up a whopping 3 cents. 3 cents, okay? They're gonna go up from 55 cents to 58 cents. That's not a huge amount unless you send a lot of different things through the mail. General mail is increasing by 6.8%. Magazines and newspapers, they will see a rise of roughly 8.8%. So, experts are telling us right now to expect prices on just about everything to increase over the next few months. But at least according to multiple financial experts, they say even though these increases could be temporary, what they're saying is expect these to almost be permanent. The United States Postal Service increase, chances are we will never see this drop again. So now is the time to start buying some stamps. Now, I just want to make something very clear at this time. Even though we're getting closer and tomorrow may be the day we see a vote within the Senate on this bipartisan infrastructure package of $1.2 trillion, just because we see it tomorrow does not mean it's going to pass, does not mean it's going to pass the House, does not mean it's going to head over to President Biden's desk for a signature. Here's the reason why. According to Nancy Pelosi, She says she will not put the bipartisan bill on the floor of the House until she has the entire initiative, which means she has to have the budget reconciliation bill. So, some question, is this the budget reconciliation bill or is it the budget resolution with the reconciliation instructions? What we're hearing is that right now it needs to be the budget resolution with the reconciliation instructions. Okay? Now, that is exactly what she said this morning. So, my suggestion to you is if there's anything that you really like in the budget reconciliation bill or proposal that Senator Bernie Sanders is pushing, President Biden is pushing, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has been pushing as well. Pretty much every Democrat is pushing this. If there's anything that you like and you really want to see included, now is going to be the time to call your representative. Okay, call your state representative and let them know, hey, I really like this. This is something that could work for us. Here's the reason why. Okay, call them, send them an email, get in touch with them, because now is the time to get it into their brain that, hey, we need to provide this because more and more people are actually in support of this. If you see a poll out there, okay, answer it. Answer the poll, because these polls lawmakers are looking at. They are looking at these polls. Just like the kind of that campaign to try to get $2,000 per month stimulus checks, lawmakers are looking at that. They reference that multiple times when they send letters to President Biden. So if you think, my voice doesn't count, it does count. Spend the time. It takes just a short, few minutes. Call them, send them an email, let them know what you support, what you don't, why you support it, and how they can do better. So that's all I got for you guys today. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. One thing I just want to say is you guys are incredible. You guys are always hitting that like button. It's really helping out the channel. We're always growing. We're getting more subscribers, which is great. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you truly enjoyed today's video. Consider subscribing so that I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.